What is going on with your stimulus check? It's past the March 17th date and you still haven't seen your third stimulus payment. Did you know some people aren't gonna get their third stimulus checks until the end of 2021? Let's make sure you won't be one of those people. Now, I've been going through all the recent press releases from the IRS and the Treasury, and I'm breaking down what they've said into simple explanations to try and provide you all with some answers. I've got show notes in the description box down below with time breakdowns so you can find exactly what you're looking for. Now, after watching this video, check out this video right here that breaks down when stimulus checks are coming. There's a ton of info in there that can help you out. In this video, I'm going to be going into detail on when those checks are coming, why you got less or more than you thought, who even qualifies, do dependents qualify for the third check, how much you need to save for taxes, and a bunch more. So take your time going through this video so you don't miss anything. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm gonna be updating you guys as the IRS releases new information over the coming weeks, and you don't want to miss anything. If you haven't received your check, leave a comment down below so we can see how many people really haven't received their checks, because they're saying that over 85% of people have received them. But I don't know if I believe that, so I want to hear actually from you guys what's going on. What are the income levels for receiving the third stimulus check? One reason you might not have received a check is because of your income level. Stimulus payments are being phased out for people at specific income thresholds. Your check will be gradually reduced to zero if you're single with an AGI or adjusted gross income above $75,000. If you're married and file a joint tax return, your check will drop if your AGI exceeds $150,000. Your check will also be reduced if you claim head of household filing status on your tax return and your AGI is over $112,500. Now, these people won't see any payment. Singles with an AGI over $80,000, head of household with an AGI above $120,000, or joint filers with an AGI above $160,000. This information is going to be taken from either your 2019 or 2020 tax return. If you had a child in 2021, do they qualify for the third stimulus check? Unfortunately, COVID babies born in 2021 won't get the additional $1,400 stimulus check payment. The reasoning for this would be because that new baby wouldn't be listed as a dependent on your 2019 or 2020 tax return. But you will be able to get an additional $1,400 recovery rebate credit for that baby on your 2021 tax return. This tax credit is going to show up on the Form 1040, so make sure to keep your eye out for that in 2021. So, do college students and young adults living with their parents get a third stimulus check? The rule is anyone who can be claimed as a dependent on another individual's tax return won't be getting a third stimulus check. In short, if you're a child living at home who's 17 to 18 or a college student 23 or younger at the end of the year who doesn't pay at least half of their own expenses, you won't see a payment. This dependent rule also applies to an elderly parent living with you. They won't receive their own personal check either. Now, as crappy as this is sounding, there is some good news. This round of stimulus checks, the individual claiming the elderly person or college student will get an extra $1,400 per dependent added onto their stimulus check regardless of their age. Meaning this time, adult children claiming their elderly parents as dependents can receive an additional payment, whereas the first two stimulus checks only allowed additional payment for dependent children 16 or younger. Will elderly parents living with a child get a third stimulus check? As mentioned, it's very cut and dry this time. If that elderly parent is claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax return, they will not qualify for the stimulus payment. But remember, don't freak out because the $1,400 payment is going to be added to the supporting individual's check. Do non-resident aliens or non-citizens get a third stimulus check? Non-resident aliens are not eligible to receive a third stimulus check. This would mean if you're not a US citizen, don't have a green card, and haven't been physically present in the US for the required time, you would not qualify. So if you're studying abroad in the US, you're not going to qualify for the stimulus check. If you're a non-resident alien but married to a US citizen, you may still be eligible to receive a payment. This new stimulus bill changed it so that mixed status households where at least one family member had a social security number could be eligible for the third stimulus check. Now, this means non-citizens married to a US citizen are eligible, and families with citizen children and non-citizen parents would receive a payment this time. Will your third stimulus check be garnished by back taxes, child support, or other debts? In the first stimulus payments, people noticed that if they owed child support, their payments were being garnished. With the second stimulus check, people who owed child support didn't have their checks garnished to cover amounts due. So what about the third? The new third stimulus payment also excludes garnishment, so people with child support debts, school debt, or private debt won't have their $1,400 check garnished by creditors or debt collectors. Do inmates receive a third stimulus check? Whether you agree or not, the American Rescue Plan states inmates are entitled to receive a third stimulus check, like everyone else, since they are U.S. citizens. If you remember, the original CARES Act passed by both parties also allowed inmates to receive payments, and when the IRS refused to send payments, they were taken to court and lost. Do people who have died receive a third stimulus check? First off, if this question applies to you, may I just say I'm sincerely sorry for your loss. And having lost a family member myself during the era of COVID, I know how complex and difficult it can be not being able to be with your loved ones in their last moments. According to the IRS, anyone who died before January 1st, 2021 is not eligible to receive a payment for the third stimulus check. There is an exception for military personnel. If a person died before 2021, was married, and a member of the military, the surviving spouse can still receive a third stimulus check even if they don't have a social security number. Additionally, the extra $1,400 dependent payment to an adult child caregiver does not apply if the parent died before 2021. Do you have to pay taxes on the third stimulus check? Let's talk about whether that stimulus check is going to be taxed later in the year. As with the first two rounds of stimulus check payments, you don't need to include the most recent stimulus payment in your taxable income. So no worries there, you get to spend it all. How will you know if your stimulus check was sent? Now, the IRS has stated that they are sending a letter of notice to everyone to inform people that according to their records, they've sent a payment. Now, keep this letter for your records. The letter will also contain contact information and the procedures to follow if you received the notice letter but never received your money. There is so much going on with this third stimulus check. If any of these apply to you, please let me know down below in the comments. I want to see how many people are being affected and impacted right now. If you have another unique situation that I didn't cover or have a question, make sure to leave a comment. I'm going to try to respond to as many of you as I can. So do some more research to try and get you the answers that you're all looking for. Now, make sure to subscribe to the channel where we talk about how to earn, keep, and grow your money here at Money Growth Academy. See you in the next video right here.